And in fact, you brought up a question that I had with one atheist. I was trying to explain to him, if you don't believe there is a God, then why do you feel the need to evangelize atheism?
Yes, yes. And I debated Jim Corbett, who's the president of Humanists of Washington. He's a lawyer by profession. But in that debate, he stated that atheists don't go places and they don't go door to door, and they don't go places and try to proselytize people. And when I responded to him, I said, well, I'm a Christian. I don't go door to door. But he says he doesn't try to convince people of his view. Well, why did he take this debate? It seems to me atheists take debates to try to persuade people to accept their atheism. And he even stated during that debate that the world would be a nicer place to live if more people became atheists. But I basically said, now atheists don't go door to door. Maybe they don't go door to door, but they like going from school to school through the ACLU. And he actually conceded that that was a good point during the debate.
Would I be wrong then I made an argument to an atheist along that lines and pointed out that if there is no God, then there is no real anchored meaning in life. Therefore, he had no grounds according to his worldview, that is atheism, that there is no God, there are no moral absolutes, there are no more, well, he might want moral absolutes, but there's no absolute, which meant if I wanted to self-actualize myself as a Christian and have my delusion, as Dawkins calls it, and that makes me a better person, it doesn't bother him and I don't hurt him, that's an equally valid option for me. That all options and all worldviews are equally valid if atheism is true.
Yeah, well, if atheism is true, you have no basis for propositional truth. You have no, true statements. You have no basis for absolute truth. I mean, absolute truth. If everything, consistent atheists are materialists. They're physicalists. They believe everything that exists is physical. Well, absolute truths are not physical. You can't pick them up. You can't throw them. How much do they weigh? I mean, a tree is not an absolute truth. But if there's a tree over there and I point at it, then the statement, that is a tree, would be an absolute truth. But the statement, that is a tree, you can't weigh it. It's not a physical thing. And so the crazy thing is, if atheistic materialism is true, okay, if atheistic materialism is true, then atheism could not be true. Okay, so so there has to be a spiritual basis for truth, at least a non-material basis for truth for anything to be true. Now some atheists might turn around and say, okay, well, I'm an atheist and I do believe in absolute truth. Well, now you're starting to acknowledge the existence of non-material entities. And so a lot of your atheistic slams on Christians, well, you believe in things you can't see. Well, then so do you if you're that type of atheist, because you're allowing some rather strange furniture into the atheistic worldview.